Welcome to Superlap Scotland, the review from round 3 and 4, powered by Rockstar Energy Drink, and our look back at classes C and D. A bit of combined qualifying for you coming up here in fabulous weather conditions on the Saturday, which still proved pretty slippery for Jean-Luc Cartwright at the hairpin, but fabulous weather conditions on the Saturday, going reverse direction. So the guys in D and C getting their thing together through the course of the year, making big progress, as everybody is in Superlap Scotland, and it's round about that time of the year where people start to make a bid for the championship. But every championship is still incredibly close. Keith Cowie's a man who needs a very good result after having a not so good last time out at Knockhill Racing Circuit, where he ended up possibly in the tyre wall at the top of Duffus Dip. Keith Cowie really does have to get some points on the board, and he will be trying as much as he can and the best that he can. He's had car problems as well, but keep your eyes out for Keith Cowie. He will be definitely on the comeback in the C-Class car. Good couple of road cars as well in both classes, and good to see guys driving their cars here and getting them on the track. Chris Cherry there, a fast man who has just sprung to prominence this year, a great addition to Superlap Scotland, and doing a bit of winning as well. Looking handy on track, good little peddler behind the wheel. And great to see Blair McConaughey back up to speed in his Caterham. Remember, Blair at the start of the year started in his daily driver, and he drove his big BMW in the circuit and found it rather difficult. So let's have a look at the finals for Class D. And first up was the Lotus Elise S220 Cup car of Robert Davies. Jean-Luc Cartwright was back as well, as was Alex Mill. Now Alex is a guy who we notice making good progress and absolutely loves his Superlap Scotland. Mark Irvin as well in the beautiful orange Ford Focus was out there, and Jack Reed in his road-going Mercedes A45 AMG class. Ian Bonthorne out there in his blue, very distinctive blue E46 BMW M3 was another guy who we know is quick. But again, the D-Class honours was taken by this man, Chris Cherry, and he done a 57.4 second lap around the reverse direction configuration on Knockhill Racing Circuit to put himself well and truly at the top of the D-Class board and take another win. Congratulations, Chris, great effort.
Now Chris, you've done a fantastic job, you won another event this year. How are you feeling after that?
Good, yeah. It was a few late nights before the event, I'm sure you'll know, so it was good that actually we got the win for all the hassle that was involved, so yeah, it was good. Yeah,
I noticed at sign-on yesterday morning you said you had very little sleep. Why was that?
Just a bit of an issue with a gearbox that was meant to go in the car, wasn't quite suitable, so we had to take that out. Then the clutch failed, so I had to take the gearbox back out, so it's been like a bit of hassle to say the least, yeah. So.
On to Class C in the sunshine here at Knockhill, and Steve Ackerley was out there in his Westfield Mega Busa, as was Paul Tomlinson in his Subaru Impreza. Craig Menzies in his Lotus Exige, beautiful little car that, one of my favourites. And then we get Keith Cowie. Keith trying hard, 57.4 second lap for Keith Cowie, but it wasn't enough. Blair McConaughey, 0.4 of a second faster, took the honours in C-Class. Blair was absolutely over the moon with his win in C-Class. Keith Cowie, a little bit upset, but 0.4 of a second, quite a lot of time around Knockhill in the reverse direction. Good win for Blair, great to see him back on form in the sunshine on Superlap Scotland.
Here we are with Class C winner from round 3, Blair McConaughey with his Caterham. Blair, yesterday was an interesting day for you. You said you had some car issues, but you still came out with a win.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to run the engine in and I'm not actually sure. There was a bit of a tappity noise and I was two minds whether to go easy or just to go for it at the end. But you know, you're here, you've got other people that are quite competitive, you can't really hold back too much, so decided to throw caution to the wind, and thankfully the car, it's not sounding the best, but it's still surviving at the moment.
So now it's time to look at Sunday. A normal direction event and tricky weather conditions sprung a bit of a surprise for the guys who were all up to speed and all sideways as Ian Bonthorne. It's like that slide was never going to end, Ian. the guys getting themselves up to speed on the track here. You can see a mass amount of understeer for Jack Reed there, but thankfully he did keep it on the black stuff. So what did the guys have to do? Well, they had to recalibrate their brains for going the other way around Knockhill Racing Circuit, and they had to recalibrate for the tricky wet conditions. And that's the big Grabowski. David Grabowski in all sorts of trouble in a different car, not his normal Subaru. And David finding the outer limits of that other car he's in, and sometimes overstepping the mark. Jack Reed in all sorts of problems in his Mercedes. But track conditions were pretty good. They're consistently wet, but lots of people getting caught out, including Keith Cowie in number 131. A rare mistake from Keith Cowie, not something we're used to seeing. And a great camera shot shows the speed of the cars through the apex of turn 1, Duffus Dip here at Knockhill. Exit the chicane up towards Clark's for Chris Cherry before he turns in with a wheel on the kerb, so that's where the car went sideways on the way in. You've got to watch for those kerbs in the wet. They are painted with the proper grippy paint, but they're still a little bit slippier than the actual tar surface. So let's move in towards the D-Class runoff. And Jean-Luc Cartwright in his beautiful Lexus was first man out, followed by Robert Davey, who was second up in his Lotus Elise. Andrew Cowie in his Subaru Impreza was the next man to come out. As you can see, the track getting a lot wetter for the finals. And then Alex Milne in his Audi TT-RS Plus in the D-Class car. Alex again happy to get round there and making progress, chipping away at the lap time. Mark Irvine in his Focus ST, Ford Focus ST. Next up, Jack Reed. Jack Sideways Reed in his A45 AMG put together a good lap in the actual final, keeping it on the track. We then had the big Grabowski, David Grabowski, in his not normal car. It is normal, but it's not the normal car he does Superlap Scotland in. And Chris Cherry, today, Chris Cherry didn't win. He was second with a 104 flat. The man who won, well, maybe that's why he didn't win. The man who won, though, was Ian Bonthron. All action, all sideways, Ian Bonthron in his BMW E46 M3, a whole 1 second faster than Chris Cherry, and Ian done a 102.9 second lap, and he was absolutely over the moon with that, and he was really smooth, in control, but still a little bit on the edge.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm really glad that we finally managed to get a win after the battle with Cherry. So yeah, it feels good. I think we're still got a bit of work to do with the gear ratios. The final drive is a wee bit funny. So changing gear 3 or 4 times more than I was previously. Maybe I just need more time in the car. But yeah, we need to look at that in the dry and get some testing done on some track days and see if we can either live with that one or get it changed out again. So.
As we move into Class C, after the guys in the D-Class session had their run-off, Steve Ackerley first man out there, and then Blair McConaughey. Things not going very well for Blair McConaughey today. Found himself down in 4th position with a 106.4 after being Saturday's winner. Paul Tomlinson, however, was going well in his Subaru Impreza. He edged ahead of Blair McConaughey, as did Keith Cowie. But the winner of Class C on the Sunday was Craig Menzies in his Lotus Exige, a 104.126 lap for Craig. A fabulous performance in these tricky conditions, showing that the Lotus is just the perfect car for getting around Knockhill in the damp. A little bit of sideways action off the curb there, but always going forward, keeping the speed up and looking nice and smooth. Good run by Craig, great to see him at the top of the board and taking his first win in C-Class.
Craig, you have done a fantastic job. This is your first ever SLS meeting. It's been terrible conditions this afternoon, and then you're in a rear-wheel drive car. You've come out on top. How do you feel?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I had no idea what to expect this weekend whatsoever. And to be honest, probably the wet played in my favour, because every track day I've ever done, it's practically been wet. So maybe when it's a bit more dry, I may, a bit more to improve on, I think. But yeah, the wet worked in my favour, I think.